Mm, 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 mm. Hey y'all, I'm back. Oh, it's time for us to talk about this episode, y'all. I want to know how you guys felt about tonight's episode. How are you feeling? Did you enjoy the episode? I kind of feel like it wasn't bad. I feel like I've liked this episode a bit better than past episodes. I know when I saw the first look earlier today, I was like, dang, it took us this long. It took us this many weeks into the show to feel like we're kind of at Love Island. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was about it, but the episode seemed a bit different and I did like it. Okay. There were a few things that happened that, listen, Charlie, I don't know what side I'm going to be on by the end of this, but we are gonna get through this review because some people was making a piece of sense this episode, child. So this is gonna be real interesting. So make sure you're coming into the video, you're liking up the video. All right, shout out to everybody. And somebody said the atmosphere was tense this episode. You think so? You think the atmosphere was tense? Okay. I didn't get that, but as I go through this review, I might feel that way. Um, Somebody says this episode was good for it being slower, but it showed me how much I dislike a lot of Islanders. Listen, I'm with you, Hannah. Okay, but let's go ahead and get into the episode. All right, so the guys are talking about the challenge, and Taylor says that he didn't kiss Olandria out of respect for Clark. I understand where Taylor is coming from with that, and I respect his decision a bit, but at the same time, I'll be so honest. It does grind my gears just a bit to know that you have so much respect for this person you just met, but not no respect for real for the woman that you was with. You know what I'm saying? And it just goes to show when a guy, well, shit, I was gonna say when a guy like you more or finds you more attractive, he might be more respectful towards you. But honestly, that be wearing off, and then they get back to being disrespectful as fuck. In all honesty, but anywho, and we'll talk about that in just a second. So Taylor says that, no, yeah, so he didn't kiss her because of that. All of the guys agreed that Huda went OD on Ace. Now I don't know what Huda did, but to me, when I was watching it, I was like, I ain't think Huda did too much. But if everybody else is giving facial expressions and saying she did a lot, then I'm like, Miss Ma'am must have did a lot. And what I'm wondering is, did she literally take her cootie twat lips and sit them on Ace's face and got the popping? Now, when we hear Shelly talk about it, she talks about the extra grinding and kissing and all this and that. And I'm like, well, that ain't no different than what everybody else did. You put your leg up all on Chris, it's not much different. So I don't know what made it go overboard. I mean, did the music cut off and the time was supposed to be up and Huda just kept going, kept going, kept going? Maybe that could have been something. I don't know. But Ace also felt like Huda went overboard. Ain't that something? Everybody's saying it. Okay. Now, Ace says that Shelly and Chris both double backed on each other, though. Wish they did. They did. And Ace says he gets it. That is just a challenge. And Nick says, it's too long for things to just be a challenge. Okay. I guess he mean we've been in here too long, or the connection has been too long for things to just be a challenge at this point. So he doesn't want to have, let me go back. So, he talks about that, right? Then Nick says that Elen pissed him off. He pissed him off the way that he was all up on Sierra, and now he wants to put the gloves on and fight him. Nick, Nick, baby, Nickel and Dime, is you okay? Are you good? We just checking on you. We checking on you because you over here trying to swing on a person over a woman that you ain't even trying to close shit off with. Okay. Now I'm just listen. I'm just checking on you, but I have a feeling that you might want to sit your $5 down. Okay, because it really should never get to that point to where you want to swing on somebody over someone that you don't own and someone that you're not even trying to lock it in with for real, for real. You still was out here trying to play the field. You was giving explore, 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 explore. That's what you wanted to do. And then now, because he's all up on your girl doing the challenge, you want to sit up there and fight the man? I mean, damn, I ain't saying you can't be mad. But to talk about you want to put on some gloves and then trying to have a conversation with somebody talking about how you pissed off. Don't nobody give a damn about what you pissed off about. I don't know you like that, fam. And I wish he would have said that to your ass, to be honest with you. Okay? You may run them niggas, but you don't run this one. Understand. Anywho, and he sitting up here talking about he don't want to have anything to do with Elen. So let me tell y'all, as soon as they vote a man out, Nick get Elen the fuck up out the house. Elen gonna be the first one to get the hell out, okay? So the Kasa guys are over there chatting, and Brian is letting us know that he's interested in Jaden. Fam, you come out better just trying to see if you can make things work with IGD. What's her name? Andriana. I'm gonna call her Andrina because I really don't want to mess her name up, and I about to already did. Andrina. So you come out better dealing with her, making it work. He over there talking about the conversations he be having with her be boring. Child, listen. If that is not classic behavior in my personal, when a guy be all in on a woman based on her body, oh, she got the body, she got a cute face, that's what really got you hook, line, and sinker. Okay, so you go over there, you get to know her and stuff, and then you realize the conversation really ain't talking about SHI. You should have went over there trying to get to know her to begin with. I don't know if the body gives like a false idea of what a person will be like. I don't know. I don't know. But he said she was boring. Conversation was boring. But also I'm like, were you asking the right questions? Were you stimulating her mentally? Like it probably wasn't that she was boring. Maybe your ass was boring too. Okay? Damn. And let's be clear. Now the conversation is boring after she tells your ass that she's not interested. Okay. And well, I'm not going to say she said not interested, but after she told you she's going to continue to explore her other options, now all of a sudden you want to say that the conversation wasn't that interesting. It was boring. Cut it out. So, anywho, the Casa guys asked Elin, what did he say to Nick? Like, bro, what you say to Nick? You got Nick pissed. He was hot. He was heated. What did you say? And he said, Elin said, well, all I just told him was like, hey, it's your turn to watch now. You've been over here, doing your thing. Now you sit down and you watch. Okay. And they said, bro, you had him pissed. He like, okay, I'm not gonna apologize. I'm not gonna say sorry, you know what I'm saying, for kissing here. Like it is what it is. And I like that attitude and keep that same energy. Okay, that's what we're here for. We're here to explore. If you have an issue with that, take that up with your girl. Okay, period. So Elin says that Sierra's reaction to him was open. So he feels like she may still be interested just a bit. So he's like, he gonna continue to explore it until she tell him, no, don't do that. So the Casa girls, so Jaden was feeling she was feeling hard for Clark, right? Clark having to witness Olandria dancing on her man and stuff. And Clark says that she respects how Taylor handled that. And Clark highlights how everything that happened between Taylor and Olandria, she initiated. She initiated it, but when it came to me and him or whatever, he initiated things with me. So I feel like if she was saying that in a way to make her feel better about their connection, I can't say that she wrong. Like that is a clear indicator that he's more interested in you than he was into her. Right? So the ladies tell her that she was being a class act, but she did say that she ain't like this though. She ain't like it, but she put on the front. So Taylor pulls Olandria for a chat. Why is you bothering that lady? Didn't you say everything that you need to say the other day? Just go and explore your connection. So Taylor pulls her for a chat and they talk about the heart rate challenge, right? And Taylor tells Olandria that he didn't kiss her out of respect for Clark. She know that. Did you need to pull her to tell her that? So anywho, I find it very funny that you said that you didn't kiss her out of respect for Clark, but you did not kiss other people out of respect for Olandria. You didn't sit your ass down and not stand up for Sierra as if you really had a chance for Olandria. Okay, anywho, Olandria is confused about. She's still confused. She's still confused, y'all. I can't take it. Miss Mama still confused. Still confused. I'm still confused as to what happened. What happened in 2 to 3 days to make you switch up? At this point, it don't even fucking matter. The switch up has happened. It don't even matter what made him switch up, girl. Just let's keep it pushing. So he says it was hard for him because his head said pick her, but his gut was telling him to pick Clark. Right. So Taylor says that she gave him a feeling that he never felt before. So he went with his gut. And I'm just like, doesn't Olandria already know this information? Like, why are we having this conversation again? Doesn't she don't she know enough to know that he made his decision? Why are we having rehashing the same conversation? So Olandria says that, I can't do nothing but respect it. If your gut was telling you to go with her and she gave you a feeling that you never felt before other than what I gave you, then who the hell am I? Oops, go and do your thing, boo boo. Right? So then she says that she still has feelings, but the fact that he is always so unsure is what bothers her. I said, girl, you should have been bothered. You should have been bothered before Kasa. You should have been bothered. Okay. So then Huda tells Chris, they talk. Chris and Huda tells Chris about Shelly being upset with her. And Chris says, apologize to her, and just reassure her, And Chris says, if she's open, then she shouldn't act that type of way. Meaning, if she's open to exploring other connections, then whatever you did with Ace should not affect her that much because she's open, right, to exploring, understanding that he's going to be open too. So he says if Shelly wants to act a certain way, then let her, then it'll say more about her than you. So I was like, huh? Excuse me? What you mean? It'll say more about her than you. I'm like, what you mean? Especially you being a person that's interested in Shelly. What? Initially, what do you mean? It'll say more about her than you. No, it's still gonna say more about who they is too. Okay, period. I don't care how much y'all try and switch it, change it, real fucking range it. Okay? If everybody in the villa said the was doing too much, she was doing so motherfucking much. Because had that been her man, a man she was really interested in, she would shit bricks, and we've already seen her shit enough of them to know. Okay, so anywho, Huda is like, that's my girl. I don't want her to be upset with me. And Huda says, I'm not that type of person. I'm not that person. And Chris says, I don't think you are. You know you're not. She knows that too. And then tells her that she had 3 or 4 weeks to get with Ace. And if that was something she wanted to do at the end of the day, it's just a challenge. If she wanted to get with Ace, she could have been got with Ace. Now, Chris, I would say that you got a point, but I'm going to tell you that you don't, okay? And the reason why I say you don't have a point is because those girls entered the villa on some respectability politics right out the damn gate when they really should have just entered for themselves. Y'all entered it on some friendship type stuff. I feel like although they got Yulissa the fuck up out of there, Yulissa was in it for herself. And granted, she was gonna take somebody's man. Austin was free. She could have went to Austin. She didn't. She went and she snatched that man up from Shelly. Huda kissed Ace and then also took her ass over there to Jeremiah. Yes, she had time to explore. However, she was trying to be respectful to the situation that she had. In addition, let's be very clear, it's technically only been a week for real since Jeremiah has left. Now, I know it may seem like it's been a long time, but it's really only been a week. So as long as he was there, I feel like you can't even count those first 3 weeks, right? The fourth week, she's trying to navigate her way, and they was in damn Casa, to be honest. So right after Jeremiah got kicked out a day or two later, they're going over to Casa, right? So she didn't even. So I feel like I hear what Chris is saying, but I disagree because she was always keeping her door unlocked. Hello, hello. She was always keeping that door unlocked for Jeremiah. That's why she wasn't exploring Ace any sooner. So that's what I think. I know he feels like, oh, you had time to talk to Ace these 3 weeks. Hell, why you think Ace was on Jeremiah's ass the whole time? Because he couldn't get a connection with Huda because Huda wasn't chatting. She was trying to somewhat be closed off earlier on. She wasn't open to getting to know other people. She wasn't trying to do that because she was locked in on Jeremiah. And honestly, as long as Jeremiah would have been in this villa, she still would have been trying to reconnect. Hell, even their last conversation, she still wanted a kiss. She still was yearning for him in some capacity. And I don't know why I feel like that move that she's planning to make from North Carolina over to LA is Jeremiah coded just a bit. I don't know why I feel like she may be moving there in hopes of finding him again in some capacity. But best of luck to her. However, yeah, going back to that 3 to 4 week thing, it's like nah. The first 3 weeks she was locked in on somebody else. Fourth week she's in Casa more. So then she met y'all. So that's that, right? But anywho, Huda does admit that she was being selfish. She can admit that, and I can appreciate her admitting that because you do be giving those type of vibes. So if you ain't got no friends outside of the damn villa, I see why. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, well, granted, just because people don't have large friend groups, like that doesn't mean that they're a bad person. They just got like a small group. They don't roll with everybody like that, and that's understood too. But also, if you don't have some friends because of how you move, I see why. Because everybody ain't trying to be friends with a person that's selfish forever. Okay? People don't like that. If you have certain respectability politics when it comes to friendships with you, but you don't want to abide by that on the opposite end, people not going to continue to rock with you like that. So I do understand a part of why Shelly is upset, right? I get that. Because even if we remove Jeremiah and put it on a new person, if it was someone that Huda was really emotionally locked into, she would not want her girls doing the most with her guy. And can't nobody tell me nothing different the way that she was leaning back all into the doggone cabin room trying to see what Jeremiah was in there doing with Olandria and also feeling a way about it. Right? So she has to understand how Shelly is feeling. And Huda does kind of move a little funny. It's a difficult situation just a bit too to be in the villa when you also are supposed to be there for yourself and you're supposed to be exploring and stuff, right? But people would like with the Hannah situation. She could have just gave Hannah a heads up. That whole thing that she did was weird as hell. You see Hannah sitting right there, but you trying to whisper to her guy. You would shit bricks if somebody did that with Jeremiah. You was calling women out their names and saying all kind of stuff before the women could even really make their way into the actual villa. So she got some stuff, and she'll grow from this. She'll grow from this. Now she might get the redemption edit, but it don't mean that she's going to get my vote. Okay, that's still a negative. Anywho, so Huda pulls Shelly for a chat. She's like, "Hey Shelly, can I talk to you?" And Shelly's like, "Girl, yeah, we could talk. Like, come on." So then when she's walking over there, Shelly is realizing I really don't want to have this conversation because I'm too pissed that I'm gonna cuss this. I promise I'm gonna wear her out. And because I don't want to show up the same way that she showed up a few weeks ago, I'm just gonna tell this bitch I'm not having a conversation. We're not gonna do that. We're not. We're not gonna do. I'm not gonna talk to her. I'm not gonna get that edit. We're good. You know what, girl? I know you want to get it off. I know you do. But listen, I'm frustrated. Okay, I got a lot going on all up in here with mine, and I'm gonna say something to you. Okay, and you think your feelings hurt now, but I'm really gonna hurt them. Understand? And I don't want to say anything that I am gonna regret. Okay, I don't want it to be a yelling match or anything to get me kicked off. So I need to sleep on it. I need some time. I need you to back up out my space. Let me get some rest, and we'll have this conversation in the morning at some point. Okay, not Shelly, but Huda really wanted to have this conversation. She really wanted to talk. She really did, y'all. So yeah, so they didn't do that. Huda said okay, and then this is my thing though that I have to clock. When she walks off, meaning Shelly, Huda says, "I love you." Shelly turns around and says, "I love you back." And this is where I have to call, as much as I may like Shelly, fake as hell. Y'all get on my that's part of the reason why I don't like nobody in this damn villa high key. Okay? Um, y'all be doing and saying a lot of shit. but don't be standing on it all the time. If you feel like she's so damn fake, why the hell is you telling her I love you back? If you feel like she ain't got your best intentions and stuff, why is you like I love you back? Girl, I would have told that hoe, yeah, I love you, girl. Yeah. And I would have kept going. I would have hit her ass with that Timmy when Timmy told what's her name? Was it Bria? When she was so what are you gonna do, Timmy? You're gonna be with Zeta? He was like, yeah. I'll never forget when he did that. Yes, that's what she should have hit her ass with. That yeah. Matter of fact, when she came over there trying to have a conversation, you should have hit her with that ace. Hell no. Honestly, truly. You should have turned her down. But I don't be liking that. Get it together. I don't be liking all of that. Okay. Don't be trying to be in that lady face later. So, anywho, so Nick pulls Elen for a chat. Y'all, this had me on the flow. Do you hear me? Pick me up now and pick up my likes as well. Because we got over 500 people in the chat and we ain't even got 100 likes. Okay. So can we get that to at least 200 or something like that? But this right here this was a key. This right here was a key. So Nick tells Elen that he was pissed to know he was coupled up with Sierra. Baby, the way Elen wanted to laugh in his face. Did y'all see that? Elen he kind of like chuckled like and he put like a smile on his face. I feel like Elen did that on some is he serious? Is this nigga for real? I wanted him to laugh louder. Because who is you? Who is you? Who are you? Who you supposed to be? Just because you've been in the villa for the longest, like I'm supposed to give a damn about how you feel. Like I ain't got no connection with you like that. We ain't bros like that. We ain't got no special handshake. We ain't locked in like that. Then I'm supposed to give a damn about you being pissed, and I'm gonna kiss her again. I'm gonna kiss her again. Like what you talking about? That's crazy. So he says, I support doing big things and challenges, but to think that you and Sierra, well, first of all, to think me and Sierra was so strong, and did you come in here and did you like interfere? Like, I ain't even gonna lie, dog. Like that, that pissed me off. Okay, be mad at your girl. Be upset with your girl. How you mad at him? He trying to get in where he fit in. Like you was trying to do the same thing. You don't think Austin was pissed when you was trying to get to know Jaden? So I mean, you got to get in where you fit in. Like Nick was tripping. Did y'all see? Like, is anybody else feeling me? Anybody else feeling me? Cause I'm just so confused on what the balls was that you got to pull up on somebody and tell them how you feeling. Like I was pissed. I don't know you. I don't know you. So I'm confused on what I'm supposed to care about, sir. I'm here for Sierra. And I really wish the conversation would have been more direct than what it really was. And it seems like Elen was like, I want to laugh at him, but at the same time, I don't want no beef, brother type thing. Like, I ain't trying to have no drama with you type thing. But it's like, nah, you don't get to pull me from no fucking chat and think you supposed to tell me about you being pissed and I'm supposed to be just cool with it. Like, and keep feeling that way. Cause you're not finna minimize my fucking experience up in this villa because of how you feel. I don't give a fuck about how you feel. That's what I really wish he would have got with Nick because I don't know who the fuck. And you know who I blame? I blame this villa and I blame these fucking producers. I blame y'all. Like y'all really have put Nick up here to feel like he is just the king. Y'all like he really think he Justin Bieber or something, and I can't take it. Like you're not him. I need you to slow your roll. So, so Elen says Sierra told him that she was open. I said, I know that's motherfucking right. Like, don't come at me when your girl said that she was open. Okay, Nick says that Elen told him, oh, girl, girl, and guys, I know it's guys watching too, but people, this man, y'all, I thought Huda was tripping over a pancake. I thought Huda was tripping over pancakes, baby. No, baby. Nick. Nick sat up there and told that man, you had said that you wasn't going to make her breakfast or pancakes or anything like that, right? And then I turn around and you did it anyway. I'm sorry, Dad. Was I not supposed to do that? Was I not supposed to explore the connection that I had when I came into the villa because that's what you wanted? What? I can't. And you know what's so funny? It's like I don't know if you feel like the curls on Elen makes you think he's a punk or something like that. Because why you ain't try that shit with TJ when he was sitting up there bringing tea up there to Sierra? Why you didn't try TJ like that? I'm so confusion. If anything, you was just taking it and hiding it and moving on. You ain't never check him and tell him, hey dog, don't get her no more. Don't give my girl no tea. Get that to somebody else. I never seen you have a conversation with TJ about that. But you want to have a conversation with Elin? Oh baby, you feel very threatened. Oh, you feel very threatened. Sierra, y'all, we been out here talking about some motherfucking save Olandria. Y'all need to save Sierra motherfucking ass, okay? Because the way Nick finna do her the fuck in, and let me tell you, if they make it to the end and Nick opens the envelope with that 100K and say he ain't splitting it, bitch, when I tell I'm coming, I'm gonna have a 1 hour laugh, a 1 hour live of laughing in everybody's damn face. Do you hear what I say? Because I'm gonna be the one that's not surprised. Do you understand me? Because Nick is here for the clout, Nick is here for the coin, and we're gonna get to that conversation that they had at that picnic. Okay, that's so that because it really is giving picnic, literally. Okay, picnic, because that's what Nick wanted. Pick me, picnic. All right, because he's trying to make it to the end. He's trying to get that coin, and we see you, Nick. So, anywho, Nick says that Elin told him that he wasn't gonna make her any breakfast. Turned around and did it anyway. And Elin says that that he didn't have intentions on doing it, but changed his mind and wanted her to know that he was still interested. And Nick says, I know he thinking we having conversations like this and shit sweet. Shit still not sweet. You want to fight? Do you want to fight? Do you want to fight? Like, do you want to fight? I'm confused. What do you want to do here at this point? Okay, you're the one that's upset. Elan's not mad. I know we have conversations like this and he thinks stuff cool, you know what I'm saying? But shit's still not sweet. Okay, bruh. Okay. All right, you coming at this man like he really supposed to care about your feelings. Stay mad. Be mad. Okay? Be mad at Sierra too. Um And then it's just the fact that you've been playing in Sierra's face. So I mean, like, anyway. So Ace and Huda. So she's annoyed and aggravated with no, not Ace and Huda, but Ace and Shelly. So they're talking and he checks on her and she's like, yeah, like I'm aggravated or whatever. I'm annoyed, but not with you, more so with Huda. And I kind of feel like be mad at Ace too, because Ace was all over there enjoying it when he rubbing all on her ass and getting his feel, and then when everything was done and over with, he's sitting next to you laughing, making faces with Taylor. He enjoyed it very much so. Why should you not be upset? But I also feel like he was trying to get some get back after you spun the block over there on Chris. So there's that. So Ace tells her he was hurt that she doubled back to Chris and it pissed him off. And I'm like, so? He says he said it's hard for him to watch. And I'm sure it was hard for her to watch your ass pick Amaya while she's still standing up there and almost got sent the fuck home. We'll never let you forget it. Okay. So then he tells her that he sent the person home knowing their connection was strong, and then she comes back still exploring. I feel like he probably should have been cussed out a little bit. How is that my fucking problem? Because you chose to keep somebody. That ain't okay. Because you chose to keep what? Because you chose to keep me, and you mentioned that one more time, you gonna be on the outside with that for real. For real. Because I don't know how many times you need to say that you saved somebody. I don't know. I mean, do you really miss that connection? I don't. Why is it that when it's you, because you operate like Huda ass sometimes too, and you're a selfish person as well. So it's cool when you do it, but it's a problem when Shelly do it. No, sir. You wanted this to be open. You wanted to explore, and that's what she's doing. And you mad because you chose to send Coco home. You made your own executive decision, and I feel like you're trying to put that weight off on her, like she's supposed to feel a way about it. And then you mad about the connection that she got over there and she's still exploring, but did she already tell you that she gonna keep it open and she gonna get to know him? Be mad. So then he goes on to say, so she says she tried to explain, so he tells her he sent the person home knowing their connection was strong, and then she comes back and she's still exploring. So she tries to explain herself to him. But you can look at Ace and tell that he was not hearing she was talking about, and then that's exactly what he told her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not hearing this. Basically, I don't believe what you're saying. And he says, I think that you're an intentional person, and whatever you chose to do, you chose to be very intentional about it with him. So Shelly is like, "What? You coming at me like you didn't kiss every single girl in this villa?" I said, "I know that's mother right." Okay, Ace and damn what's his name? Ace and Nick are like fraternal twins or Siamese one. Okay. It's definitely giving twin action because they put their mouth on every girl in the villa. Be clear. Okay. And Nick went too far putting it on some damn feet. Anyway, so she says that she can't explain it any differently and she can't force him to believe what she's saying. And he says, that's a lot. That's a lot for me. That's a lot. Okay, well, let it be a lot. Cause I've been through a lot too. I guess we two was dealing with a lot then. Oops. It's a lot. So then Huda and Olandria talk, and Huda asks, baby, it's not funny. I did feel a piece of bad for Huda in this moment because the way the way Olandria left her ass there when she came and sat next to her is too much. Okay, so she came over there and Huda said, am I a terrible person? And then Olandria was like, no, but it was a bit much. Yeah, I'll come back for my food. And got up and left her ass in right there, bitch. I holler. I said, no, you didn't leave this girl sitting right there, drowning in her tears. Baby, Olandria was like, miss me with that bullshit. Is what you could do. Miss me with that bullshit, okay? Every time you do something, you want to come and run and cry and do all of that. And girl, go ahead on. You know what you was doing, bitch, okay? You been around this villa long enough to know the rules and know what it is to do and not. Girl, ain't nobody got time. Let me just go ahead and walk off, hun. Okay? And left her right where she was. I was like, damn. It was kind of like, I felt a little piece of bad, just a little bit like, damn, you have to leave her like that. Like, you could at least entertain the conversation a little longer. Like, damn. Thought you had a friend and you didn't. So anywho, Chris does come over and he checks on Huda. Now I'm gonna tell y'all right out the gate, I still like I like Chris, y'all. I know, guys. I like Chris. I like him. It's giving man. It's giving man, and I like him so far. I do. I can appreciate that he came over and checked on her, made sure she was good and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shelly tells Sierra about Ace being upset, right? I loved how Sierra clocked Ace's tea. She says that it's given, I don't know why you mad, but I'm mad because you mad. I said, girl, yes. Girl, yes. I don't know why you mad, but I'm mad because you mad. I said, yeah, you right. So Huda tells Olandria that she's handling this situation with much grace. And Olandria says, girl, I have to. I can't crash out. I mean, I know that's what you used to doing. I said, ooh. She said, no offense, okay? Like, no offense. And Huda was like, damn, girl, you called me out. Girl, you better own it. You better own it, Huda. I love this one thing I do like that Huda does. I loves when she acknowledges some things at times about herself, especially when her fans be trying to act like she don't do that shit. Right? She don't crash out or she don't feel wrong or she's not selfish. Or did she bring her ass on camera and be like, I was selfish? I love it because then y'all be looking like the Huda rats that you are. Dummies. Anywho, let's keep going. So Chris says Amaya, she's so bad. I said, oh, Chris, not your head finna turn yet again, is it? So I don't know if he was saying that because he was really interested in Amaya. I do think that Amaya could use a good guy like Chris. Now I don't know how good of a guy Chris is, but I like how he is a bit of a calm in the midst of the storm. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he brings that energy. And being that Amaya almost got there from JD, I wouldn't be upset to see the both of them have a conversation at some point and see what that could be. You know, but it may be too late because now he's feeling Huda more. But anywho, Elen is more interested in her, so he's planning on pulling her for a chat. We didn't see that happen, but maybe in the next episode. So Huda says that Shelly still doesn't want to talk to her and she doesn't want her man, and she understands how she may feel after the Chris situation because she may think that she keeps stealing the men that she wants. Y'all see, for me, Huda got plenty of sense. I mean, I understand how she could feel. So it's like, yeah, if I was in Shelly's position, I would feel like you did that SHI intentionally. I feel like it's no different than you choosing that challenge with Pepe, the milk challenge, and then say, "Oh, I forgot all about the grinding at the end," knowing what the hell you was doing. You knew all about the grinding at the end, girl. And you still chose that man and you lied when you had like six people go right before you to show you everything and how it's supposed to go. So it kind of gives that too. If you knew you just swiped Chris from up under her, you knew how she felt about Ace and all. You could have chose anybody to do the extraness with on the ground, but you chose Ace as that final person. I'm sorry. If Shelly would have said nothing, I don't care what nobody say, y'all can feel how y'all want to feel. If Shelly would have never checked that in the moment, and honestly, I'm glad that she did because I feel like Shelly was seeing the exact thing that happened to Hannah. Like if I don't get in this, she gonna try and pull the same stunt on me that she pulled on Hannah. Because let's be very clear, Huda was not interested in Chris like that. Okay, be very clear. She even said it. Just like some of the people on Twitter trying to say something differently about Huda is attracted to him. Da-da-da. And then what Huda said, I wasn't initially attracted to him. Exactly. And she still ain't. But over time, a person's personality and their actions can change your perspective and all of that. You know, they can become desirable after that. So, yeah, I feel like Shelly saw the same setup that happened to Hannah, probably about to happen to her. And let me nip this in the bud because she's sneaky. Because if I don't check that, Huda probably. Because keep in mind, like I said, first 3 weeks, Jeremiah. Fourth week, they in Kasa or more, right? So then after that, yeah, she done pulled that play. So she's probably going to tiptoe over there to Ace to see what's going on, especially if Shelly is still feeling Chris and there's a chance that she may go in the direction of Chris, then that means Ace is up for grabs. So yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like Shelly knew what the hell. I'm not Shelly, but I feel like Huda knew what the hell she was doing when she did it. And I don't think that Shelly was wrong for, feeling some type of way about it. Um yeah, so Huda says that Shelly still doesn't want to talk to her. She doesn't want her man, but she understands how she may feel after the Chris situation. So you knew all of that. And you still made the executive decision. Do y'all see the parallels? You should. So then Huda starts comparing how Chris shows up for Shelly. And I thought that was funny because I was like, here you go, being petty. Okay, because you just sat up there and said she feels like I keep stealing her man, and then now you turning around to tell him you gave her two pancakes and you gave me one, and you gave her a flower and you gave me none. Okay, like it's like, come on. It is giving that you might be watching her a little too much. Like I would keep you at. I would definitely give you the Heisman. I'm not even gonna hold you. In the real world, on the outside, you would have to get the Heisman. You would have to. I couldn't. We wouldn't be able to be close like that. You the type of BIT that will want too much of what the hell it is that I got. Okay, and we're good. Okay. So anywho, so she talks about that, and Huda asks why is he doing the most in her face. It's weird. And I'm like, how is it weird for him to give Shelly that when you are very clear on the fact that he is exploring her? Wouldn't you think he's gonna do something a little extra? How is that weird? That's not weird. It's only weird because you're in a weird place with her right now while you're coupled up with a person that's interested in her. So it's weird for you, but I don't think it's weird on his end when he's been very clear with you. So Olandria, Shelly, and Sierra chat, and Sierra is trying to give Olandria a game plan, telling her to go talk to Zach, Brian, and Austin. Girl, I said, Austin? Drake? Like, why are you gonna talk about Austin? Who talking to him? All Austin does is sit around there and complain, and he finally got somebody that he don't have to complain about, and give him enough time, he gonna be complaining about her ass by Saturday. Okay, that's just what he do. He's a complainer. So Olandria says, and one thing about me, y'all know I'm gonna explore some shit. My girl said one thing about me. Y'all know I'm gonna explore some shit. I said, girl, shut the fuck. If you, because if you really was gonna explore, girl, Jalen would still be here giving Taylor a run for his damn money. Understand? You don't explore. Eat motherfucking thing, Miss Ma'am. Not you finna explore. Girl, the only thing you explored was the secret garden when they kicked your ass out. Like, are you okay? Like, explore what? Only thing you explored was a kiss with Nick in Soul Ties. Is she all right? I said, my girl said, because you know one thing I'm going to do is explore some shit. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's the girl gone. You know damn well. So Shelly says, we're missing a big one. Girl, who we missing? Taylor? No, we meant to miss that one. You could miss me with that bullshit, actually. Okay? We meant to miss it. Thank you. And then Olandria says, how y'all feel about that? How y'all, baby, when that text came through, I said, praise God. Praise him. Praise him. Do you hear me? Because let's interrupt this now. We don't give a damn how they feel. Somebody need to be telling you to cut it out, okay? Yes, I said, come on, text. We got a text. We ain't got time for that shit. We got a text. Let's keep it pushing. So Nick and Sierra are going on a date, and Elen is watching. I felt like Elen was watching his opportunity slip the hell by. In my personal, so they go on this picnic date, and he tells her about him being pissed about Elen, gives her the whole spiel, and she asks, is it an ego thing? Or the fact that, like, is it me? Like, the fact that you have feelings for me? Like, is that what it is? He says, well, I really think it was more about, like, a protective thing or something like that. Hello? That's ego. That's ego. No feelings for you. Ego. That's everything. That's ego for me. Yeah, a protective thing. That's all you have to say. No elaboration, just that. Yeah, that's ego. That's ego. Sierra, you too intelligent for this. Okay, so then she tells him about the kiss with Olandria and how it made her feel uncomfortable, and now she doesn't think they needed to take it that far to figure out, whether they had a connection or not. And she says, how would you feel if I did that with Taylor? And he said, you know what, that's a really good example. Okay, he says, I'm sorry that it had to be your best friend, but it did give me more clarity about what I wanted from the relationship with you. Candy birds. The lies, the lies, the lies. That's all I heard. Okay. The only reason why he got that clarity was because Elen stepped into the building. That's where he got that clarity from. It was not no damn Olandria. I don't care what nobody talking about. Mm-mm. I don't care what nobody talking about. Nope. So Sierra asked Nick, was he expecting to get out of what is he expecting to get out of this situation? And he said, originally it was just to have fun, but I'm happy with what I found. I said, nigga, what? Nigga, what? It was just for you to come in and have fun, but you happy with what you found, but you still didn't tell nobody what you really was looking to get out of this experience aside from fun. Are y'all not seeing how the conversations are not going deeper? No, you need to run too. Y'all over here telling Olandria to get out of Dodge. Sierra need to get out of Dodge too. Please get out of La La Land. Okay? She says after they had sex, she knew there would be no one else in the villa that will make her feel the way that he makes her feel. Yeah, because you ain't trying to be out here thotting and bopping with all the different guys, and you want to be able to continue to get yours off like he want to continue to get his off. But the difference is Nick gonna put that thing on anything is what it seemed like. So he says, with her, it's been so easy and her energy is gravitational. Okay. And then he says, this feels like the outside. And she says, it makes me scared, but excited. Now, notice he never really mentioned much about the damn outside. He just says, this is 1% of so many percents that we can add to. Corny, 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 corny. So he asked her to close things off with him. And we already knew they were setting this up for that. They wanted them to be the first couple to close off all of that. I just feel like the producers, they love them some Nick, in my personal. But Nick better not win this damn competition. So she says that she wants to be with him and only him, and I'm like, yikes. So that's what it's gonna be. Okay, they're officially closed off with no real plans of what's gonna be happening on the outside. But good luck. Huda and Chris talk. So she tells him thanks for the breakfast, and she didn't like how Shelly got more than her. And he apologizes and said he didn't mean to make it seem like, Shelly got more out of it than she did. He says that he made her feel like the side hoe. That's what she says. And I said, Huda, why you always got to get these extra? Why you got to do that? The side hoe. That's how he made you feel. Okay, he made her feel like the side hoe when he was clearly showing favoritism. When he was telling you that from the beginning because his interest was somewhere else. Anywho, she says she's been having a hard day and she's been feeling left out, and it kind of added to it. Now that I can understand. I can understand your friends ain't really rocking with you, but this wouldn't be the first time, and you were very limited to the friends that you could have, so you're finding yourself right back in that same situation. And him doing that, I could see why she might feel a bit left out. But did you feel left out the other days when he was doing it? But did you feel left out the other days when he was doing it for Shelly before you and Shelly fell out? You was fine. So I feel like you're trying to project onto him what you got going on. And I mean, he is your partner. You ain't got nobody else to confide into for real, because they just gonna leave your ass hanging at the counter. So I mean, let him know and see how he handles it. Okay. But I have to say, I do like the fact that he is supporting her. I will say that. As a man, I can appreciate him doing it. So she says that she just wants to fix things with her friend. Of course, he's asking her, is there anything that I can do? And she's like, nah, I just want to be able to fix stuff with her. Then she gonna turn to this man and say, if I was ugly, would it make it better? Who says that? Who says that? If I was ugly, would it make it better? So you feel like Shelly is that bothered because you a fine ass bitch as if she's not one herself. No, I'm glad he told her no, that wouldn't make it better. I mean, it was sexy. Sexy is sexy, okay? You could be unattractive and really like did good in that challenge, giving up a whole lot of, sexiness. Like, it is what it is. He says you chose somebody that she was interested in. He says you're not the bad guy in the situation. Motherfuckers just got in their feelings, okay? He says that he doesn't feel like she did anything wrong. And I do understand what he's saying, but also at the same time, I feel like Huda has been getting on Shelly's damn nerves. And Shelly been not featuring her, as I've been telling y'all. Okay. Um, and that's just what it is. I feel like it may be more about Huda just being a hypocrite as a whole versus the challenge itself, right? So that's what I'm thinking. But anywho, this type of moment is allowing the two to bond with each other and for Chris to become closer because, of course, he was more focused on Shelly and now he's reconsidering that. And it's just making him get closer with Huda, seeing that she doesn't have the support in the villa like she may want or need. And now that's bringing them closer. And I don't think that's really a bad thing. So if it works out for them, then good for them. What else? Olandria and Shelly. So Olandria is giving Zach another go. Didn't I tell y'all this yesterday? I told y'all that I feel like Zach was going to probably spin the block back around with Olandria based on how that challenge went. Right? And see that right there when I talk about the challenge, it just validates what all I said earlier. And I ain't really think about that before when I was talking about the Huda situation with Ace. Everybody was giving a little something extra to the person that they may have liked outside of their coupling. So that really, to me, I'm just now realizing as I'm talking to you guys how, to me, that what Huda did with Ace was not much different than what she did with Pepe at that milk challenge. So yeah, I think Shelly had a right to nip that in the bud. Like, BIT, before you come this way out the mine, let me get you together. But back to Olandria and Zach. Okay. She says she loved the conversation that she had with Zach, and she does plan on putting in more effort for these new connections, okay? Because she can't be putting all that time into Taylor because we all see where it got her, right? assed out. Now, Ace comes and he pulls Shelly from her for a chat, and she says that she felt like the Huda situation was disrespectful. And she wants to talk about boundaries, right? And Shelly says that she wasn't going in, she wasn't going all in on Chris, how he was with Huda. Now, granted, some of it was cut off, but from what we did see in my personal eye, for me, have to say, Shelly, you was doing a lot too, because you did go past Chris, come back to Chris, and put your leg up on Chris. Like, you think Ace was gonna be cool with that? Like, he was gonna get in his feelings, like, for sure. So Ace says it doesn't make her look right, and she says, "Well, I'm not trying to say that I'm right." He tells her that you kind of are though. You kind of are coming off like you right, okay? Because you're excusing it. You're excusing what it is that you did, and you're not really taking no ownership. Now, baby, I was over here cringing because I was like, "Ooh, Ace ain't all the way wrong. Ace ain't all the way wrong. Ace ain't all the way wrong. He definitely using this against her. Okay, he definitely using this." So he brings up the conversation of being closed off or whatever, and he says, "How can you check me about kissing other people? That means nothing, but you actually got a whole nother connection up in this bit. You over here worried about me kissing other folks that I'm not gonna go recouple with, but then at the same time you got a whole nother connection. Now wait a minute, Ace. I feel like Shelly kind of is okay. Listen, if she's a bit reserved and don't like what you did, I feel like she may be justified, because again, she didn't know that you was gonna go and put yourself in a coupling with Amaya. So how does she not know that you won't try and couple up with somebody else that you done kissed? Like Andrina. You might go and try and link up with her. Who knows? Okay. But anywho, he tells her you brought an actual connection in here. Like, that's somebody I gotta worry about. You ain't really got nobody else in here that you gotta worry about. Shelly, I love what she said. Shelly said, "Well, you said that you wanted to keep things open and keep exploring, so that's what we doing." I said, "I know that's, let him know. This is because of you. This is what you wanted to do, right? You should have closed it off before Kasa then. And since you didn't, this is what it is." Right? She says, "But you're comparing conversations to you kissing everyone in the room." And he says, "But you doing the same thing too." Child, this was a mess. So Ace feels like he isn't being heard nor understood, and he feels like they aren't finding common ground, and it's pissing him off. Yeah, it's pissing you off because you're not getting your way. To me, it's pissing you off, sir, because you're not fully getting your way. And every time you try to throw something in Shelly's face to make her feel a way about it, she's clocking you right back. She ain't Nick and she ain't Taylor that's gonna just let everything fly. Yeah, so she's on your ass with it, okay? And I feel like they both kind of got valid points. So Ace says to set up boundaries means that they are in a place to close things off, but he doesn't think that they're in that place right now. Right? And she was just like, "All right, bet. Like, I'm good. Like, let's go, let's go. Like, we ain't even gotta talk no more because you done pissed me the hell off, and I'm gonna fuck around and cuss you out too. So let's go ahead and get the hell up out these soul ties." Okay. Um, so that's what they got going on. I feel like with Ace saying the whole I don't feel like we're in that place to close things off. I don't know. It made me feel like he said it like he wanted her to beg him or something like that. Or I don't know. Like, it was something about that. All I heard was manipulation. Okay. Some about it. I don't think we're in that place to close things off. I mean, he's not fully wrong if she's trying to explore another connection. But I feel like him reinforcing that statement was him trying to reiterate to her, like, if that's what you're trying to do, you're gonna have to cut that other connection. You can't explore no more. But you need to also make sure that that is something that you don't want to do either. Make sure that you're not interested in exploring anyone else yourself. Okay. So Chris and Amaya, she tells him that Zach's priority is making friends with everybody in there. Now, didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all about that? About Zach not being real interested in her, and she always initiating kisses and this and that. Mm-hmm. And now she's saying his priority is to make friends because he's not really interested in Amaya like that. So she's now questioning his questioning, I guess, like the friendships and stuff. And so Elen over there acting like he looking for something. Now, Elen, baby, I've been here for you. But you going over there eavesdropping, which is what you really was doing because you weren't looking for nothing, and then running back telling information. I ain't like that. I ain't like that at all. I ain't. That was some little messy stuff that you did. Okay. So Elen goes over there and he tells Zach, like, yo, I just overheard her talking and she just feeling away about you not really pulling nobody for chat. So you need to pull somebody or at least pull her for a chat, and I'm just trying to let you know. Now I don't know what Zach said in response to him. It sounds like he said, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm not sure. It was a little muffled, but yeah. Now Ace tells Taylor that just when you think you're making progress, you're not. He says you're not. Now he's questioning if he made the right decision. He not feeling confident. Remember, he was over there talking about how he can't lose and all this and that. Now he ain't feeling confident no more. And he's like, oh, F a kissing challenge. When you bring in somebody from the outside, okay, that you got a connection with, that's a problem. And I said, your explore plan seems to have backfired on your ass now, hasn't it? So Taylor asked what's his plan gonna be, and he was like, I don't even know. He was like, well, listen, whatever y'all go through, it's gonna be y'all strong point. Y'all will come through it. Baby, Taylor ain't really had no advice. He like, I'm trying to navigate my shit that I got. Okay, I wish y'all to look. Y'all will figure it out. Um, what else happened? So Brian and Elen talk, and he talks about him and this connection with Sierra. And Brian is just like, listen, bro, you over here in my ear talking about this lady, but understand this woman out there on a date with the man that she really want to be with, and I just highly doubt that she's thinking about anybody else. So I'd advise you to get your ass out here and go explore. I said, I know that's right. Just go explore. Like, what are you doing? This lady ain't stunning you. She's on a whole nother date, and you still over here trying to see if you got a chance with her. I don't know how you didn't think after Nick had a conversation with you, told you that he was pissed off. I don't know how you didn't think that the man wasn't going to return to the villa without her being his woman. Or not so much his woman, but closed off. Okay? Because I feel like that's different, right? When we watch Love Island, sometimes you'll hear where a person says, oh, we decided to close things off, right? Meaning, I'm only focusing on you, whatever, exclusive, whatever. Whereas we've also seen where a person has asked somebody to be their actual girlfriend, boyfriend, right? So they ain't really girlfriend, boyfriend. It ain't giving that. I hope they got the same understanding. It's just giving closed off to these other folks here. But then now I feel like once y'all come on the outside, y'all got to go through another level of actually being girlfriend or boyfriend if y'all make it there. Anywho, so Sierra and Nick get back to the house. They update the girls, y'all. Update the girls and guys. So Sierra admits that they had the deepest conversation they've ever had. The deepest conversation that they've now we've all known that they haven't really been having much of a real conversation. Now she confirms that the deepest conversation they've ever had just happened outside of the villa. Okay. Then I felt like she came back lying, like Huda did. Am I the only one? I felt like she came back lying, like Huda, y'all, talking about some oh yes, guys, he told me it's you. It's you, it's you, it's always been you. I said, girl, what Disney movie you in? What Disney movie are you in, Pocahontas? What Disney movie are you talking about? It's you, it's you, it's always. That man did not say that. He barely gave you anything direct. Why y'all be coming back to the villa lying? Why y'all be lying so much? Just lying. Anywho, Nick over there talking to the guys or whatever it is, he also lets them know, like, listen, we locked in. We closed off. That's what it is. So he's super excited. And Nick couldn't wait to sock it to Elen, baby. He couldn't wait to get back there and let Elen know, like, yeah, you could do what you want to do, but this closed off now, buddy. That's me, buddy. So you could go ahead and get ready to pack your bags because you're going to be out of here, dude. I guess. Y'all, I'm not believing it. I'm not. I feel like Sierra may be a bit more established than Nick. I know Nick may be very attractive to her, ideal for the outside and things, but long term, I just don't see it working out. I think Nick is at a place where he's continuing to enjoy life. And you know what? Let's say they do get in a relationship. Nick gonna have to grow the hell up. He's gonna have to grow the hell up. I wish that we knew exactly why did his I don't think he talked about why his past relationships broke up. I know somebody talked about it being long distance. I don't know if that was him or not, but I do wonder, like, what was the real reason? I feel like he may need to grow up. He don't got his shit together. Sierra gives more established than him, and that's the same thing that Elen gave. So if she's gonna be with Nick, I feel like it's gonna take a lot of patience, and some part of me feel like she gonna be there for that. She gonna hold it down for that piece of patience to, hope he come around or something. I'm just not seeing it. Elen and Amaya chat. It was a small chat. They talked about family. Anyway, so Andrina and Pepe talk. Y'all. She pulls this man for a chat. Talks about Brian. Says she ain't really talked to him that day or anything like that. You know what? He is a nurse. And that's crazy. He is a nurse. I'm sorry, y'all. We're talking about Nick. Nick is a nurse, but he just still gives like little boy. Like nothing about him seems mature. I need to see Nick in his nurse phase. And the way that Austin came in the villa lying about what he does, or not so much as what he does, but the amount of partners he has, and the way Zach C came in there not even telling us what he does. I'm wondering, is Nick a damn nurse? He might be. But what kind of nurse is you? Okay. Um, it's still not giving mature enough to me. Anywho, so Andina. So her and Pepe are talking, and she tells him that something is missing with Brian, and they didn't really talk that day. And I guess he's still feeling a way about her wanting to explore other connections. So then she asks him, what if we like explore the connection that we have? And Pepe like, we ain't got no connection. What you talking about? They ain't talking about that. What they talking about? They talking about that. Mm-mm. They ain't talking about that because we don't have that. We don't have a connection, love. I think I'm gonna focus on Grayson because I feel like if I continue to bounce around, then nobody's gonna get to know the real Pepe. You know what? I could not believe that he shut down Andrina, but I also question because he was also giddy for her when she first came in. So I wonder if he learned that she didn't have good conversation or if it's something about her. Not sure. But I wonder if that's what made him change his mind. But at the same time, I did not fault Pepe for making that decision. Like, nah, I'm gonna lock you in with one person. I ain't trying to have that whole triangle situation going on. I'm just gonna see what she's talking about, and I'm good this way. But I also feel like she may be his type. So I was shocked, but I'm not mad at him. Now let's get to Zach and Olandria. Y'all, I might be what y'all want to call him? Zach Olandria? Girl, that sound like Jack O'Lantern, don't it? Girl, it ain't Halloween. What we calling them? Zolandria? What y'all calling Zach and Olandria? Let me know in the comments. But listen, I feel like Zach comes to life when he's talking to Olandria. I feel like he smiles more, he laughs more. The vibe with Olandria is completely different than with Amaya. And I hate that because at the same time, because it's like, dang, when is Amaya gonna get her person? Cause she finna be at risk of being off the island again. Cause it seems like Zach is drifting back to Olandria. So he asked her, how does she feel when she talked to Taylor? I feel like when he asked her that, it could have been more than one thing. Like, does his chats give you the same chats as my chats give you? That's one. But then also how you feel when you talk to him, knowing that he made a decision the way that he did. But anywho, so he asked her if she felt like she did anything wrong. She said, "Oh hell no, I know I ain't doing that wrong. I didn't do a mother. I know he did something wrong because he picked her. But as far as me, I didn't do shit wrong. It ain't my fault that y'all men, don't be feeling fulfilled. That's y'all. That's a personal. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay." So anywho, Zach then said sometimes it just takes one person to switch your mindset. And I said, is that supposed to be you? Are you supposed to change the mindset, Zach? We're here for it. Come in. So he feels so connected to her from their last chat. He says that it was tough. It was so tough. He says he thinks she's great. She's a great girl. No, I'm sorry. He's talking about Amaya now, where he feels like she's a great girl or whatever, but he noticed that he was keeping his distance. So for me, that gives that he's not really interested in Amaya as much. And it might be something with him and Olandria again. So Zach says if he did something that she didn't like or vice versa, he says that he would check that person in private if they were together, not in front of family and friends. And she said, I'm like that too. I'm not gonna do all of that out in public. So interesting for him to bring that up made me wonder if there was a moment where Amaya checked Zach and we didn't see it or something. I don't know. But I wonder. But either way, he smiled real big when he with Olandria, honey. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. So Taylor and Clark are talking, and she asked, "How does he think she should feel about the challenge?" And he asked, did she think that Olandria crossed the line? She said, "I want you to answer your own question." And he was like, "Yeah." She said, "Why?" And he said, "Because it was disrespectful. I feel like she crossed the boundary and she was disrespectful for pulling me or whatever." And I'm like, "Boy, shut up. She don't owe Clark nothing. You acting like they friends or something." I could see if they was I could see if it was a Shelly and Huda situation where they're like really friends or whatever. But mm-mm. No, I don't think she owes her anything. So she does pretty much say that, when it came down to it, it wasn't like he initiated that situation or went to it. Everything was brought to him and he handled it well. So she also says that she does ask if they plan to continue to explore their connection. And he says yes. Why? Why? And when y'all do talk now, y'all don't talk about y'all. Y'all talk about you and Clark. You just literally, I need him to make his mind up. You literally just sat with Olandria talking about how this woman pulled you from her because, oh, she gave me a feeling that I've never felt. Like, Olandria, stop taking chats with Taylor. Let that boy go on and do what he gonna do. He's too damn confusing. And then you want to sit up there and talk about some disrespectful. Oh, Olandria, she crossed a boundary. She was being disrespectful to you. You don't think it's disrespectful to have pulled that girl there and you still over here trying to explore Olandria after when you could have been coupled up with her, but you chose to couple up with Clark? I mean, I guess. I don't know. But Taylor getting on my nerves. Like, girl, stop talking to that man. So he tells her about the conversation he had with Olandria. I guess this was his way of reassuring her, like, even though I'm gonna be exploring her, don't worry about that. Just lock in with the damn girl. Like, come on. If she gave you a feeling that you never had and never got from Olandria, why are you still trying with Olandria in hopes of getting that feeling that Clark gave you that Olandria never gave you? If she didn't give it to you now, it's not coming. But what you're trying to do is just save her just in case for a fallback plan. And I hope she doesn't go for that. Right? So he tells her about the convo, pretty much saying that he told Olandria she gave him a different feeling. He feels like he could be himself with Clark. Then be yourself with Clark, please. Sierra and Shelly talk, and she's still frustrated with Ace, and she ain't trying to talk. She want to hear what Huda got to say, but she's still not at that place. Okay, she's like, "Girl, I don't want to be besties with that. Ooh, we ain't really got to be none of that. Okay, we could be cordial or whatever like that, but other than, I'm not trying to be a friend. Okay, we could be cool. I love you as a person and stuff, all of that, but done. But I told y'all all of this of what Shelly said. Shelly said that she was giving Huda chances. Did y'all hear what I say? Did y'all hear what she said? Shelly says she has been giving Huda chance after chance. Didn't I been tell y'all? When I first noticed that Shelly wasn't around Huda after all that Jeremiah stuff went down, she wasn't filming with her like that for a few episodes. I said, yeah, Shelly not with Huda, and I don't know what it is. They resurfaced, her confirming. I've given her chance after chance. She's been not feeling good about Huda. Huda finally did that one thing that was the tipping point. So it wasn't even so much as about the challenge and her doing too much in the challenge or doing stuff with Ace. It was more about how you show up as a woman, how you show up as a person. You're supposed to be a mom. I'm a mom. Mamacita, I'm a mother. I'm a mom. Okay? It's how you show up. You're a very hypocritical type of person. You're a very selfish person. How you show up, that's fine. You can show up like that all day. The type of people that I want around me are not those type of bitches. And that's just what that is. I'm not rocking with it. And I mean, yeah, I don't even think she was that mad about the Ace thing. And maybe she was because obviously that sparked it. But I just feel like that was like the tipping point where it's like, I ain't fucking with this girl. Like, nah, she too fake. And she over there crying and being emotional. And it's like, Huda, you do stuff too. You do stuff. So if you look around and you ain't got no friends, sometimes you gotta just self check yourself. Like it just might be you. And I feel like she tried to do that when she sat up there and said that she admitted that she was selfish and she didn't think about nobody else. Right? But it's hard to accept that when she also tried to play out Hannah and say, "Oh, I'm new to this. I'm new. I'm new, guys. I'm fresh on the market. I don't know how this go." You knew how it go before people even went and got into the villa. You know how it went when you saw all those people go in that challenge before you got up on that man. So you knew what it was gonna be when you did that with old boy. And I would say that Shelly was wholeheartedly tripping if Shelly was the only one saying that. But when you even got the guys, not the girls that's just going along and co-signing a friend, when you have the guys saying that Huda was doing too damn much, she was doing too damn much. Okay? That means everybody is on the same page that Huda was doing too damn much when it came to Ace. I feel like that's enough alone to validate Shelly's feelings on top of the shit that you've been doing. I'm not rocking with you. Unfortunate love. Anywho, so Huda and Chris chat. And I actually didn't mind this whole sit down with Huda and Chris. So she asked him about Shelly, and he says, "I'm gonna take a step back." And she's like, "Why?" And he said, "Because I fuck with you. You know, I'm rocking with you, and I just want to see where this can go." And he said, "I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't raised to be the type of person that's gonna chase after a woman. That's not what it is that I do. Okay." So he wants to explore her, and I'm not mad at it. You know, to me, I feel like Chris gives the type of energy where that shit you pull on Jeremiah, you can't pull that here. That's a different type of man. And I feel like just off of his energy and what he leads with, she automatically knows that she has to show up differently with him. I feel like Jeremiah's energy may have been very familiar and similar energy to what she's used to in the past, which also contributed to her crashing out and them love bombing each other and doing whatever it is that they do. But I don't feel like Chris is love bombing her, because I feel like with Chris, in my opinion, is showing up the same man as he has when he's talking to Amaya, when he's talking to Shelly, when he's talking to Huda. Like, that is who he is. And so far I mean, even how he pulled Ace for a chat. That's a man, right? And that's gonna be, I think, what Huda would need to grow her up. But if I could be real honest with y'all, that's gonna be difficult for Huda because Huda is not used to that. In my personal, Huda is going to have to go through the proper therapy to be able to, in my opinion, wholeheartedly receive a guy like him. Because at some point, it's gonna appear to her that it's too good to be true, that she's going to start sabotaging it. And a man like that ain't gonna have time. That man gonna catch that flight, be overseas, and peace out on her ass to be seen no more. Okay, so I feel like there's work that she would have to do to get to that place with him. But while she's in the villa, I think she could learn a lot. I think it may be a good thing for her. So we'll see how that's gonna go. But I really like the energy that he leads with. Yeah, and I really like the talk that they had, shortly after that. So he asked her if she wants his shirt. And she was like, "I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to." He was like, "Do you want the shirt or not?" And she was like, "I mean, yeah." He was like, "I have a hard time accepting things." And he says, "I know, dog." She says, "I've never had a man take care of me in my life," is what she says. And he says, "How do you expect to have a husband?" I said, "Ooh, what's going on, Chris? You better go ahead. Just a little piece, okay? Just a little piece, all right?" And then she says, "I'm learning," or whatever. And he says, "How are you going to learn if you don't accept?" And she says the hardest thing for her to be is vulnerable, right? She says she's always afraid of getting hurt. And she asked about him cheating. He said, yeah, he emotionally cheated, or whatever the case is. And I feel like, again, Huda has some trauma. She has some things that she has to work through. Um, I believe, in my personal, and I could be wrong, but in my personal, I feel like it's some things she has to work through to get to the next step of for that next relationship or whatever, right? To not bring that baggage in. And just really for herself mentally, especially having a daughter and stuff and wanting to do things right. But yeah, Okay, not the red flags. So I'm seeing red flags. Somebody said Chris not being the allegations. What is the allegations? Because I have not heard any. Tell me. Tell me. What is the allegations? What's the red flag, child? Tell me. Tell me. Okay, so anywho, so then he said she asked him what's his type. He says he doesn't have a type. I mean, it don't seem like it, he's interested in Shelly, he's interested in Huda. And so he says he's attracted to emotionally unstable women. I feel like when I hear that, to me, I feel like it could be a bit of toxicity, but then also at the same time, it could be a person that's too much of a giver. Like women are attracted to emotionally, I would say, unstable and unavailable men. And y'all may give so much of yourself that you end up being the one played the hell out. That's part of the reason why also I think that in the long run, Huda not gonna want that because she's used to that toxicity and stuff. So how he responds to that may be different. He don't seem like the type that's gonna like meet you at that level when you're here, you're upset and you're screaming and hooping and hollering. He don't seem like he's gonna be the type to yell and meet you there. He's gonna be calmer. And I feel like a lot of times some women don't be wanting that. Right? Those be some of the men that they refer to as simps. So the energy that he comes with in the long term, I feel like he may give her simp energy. And she, on top of the fact that she wasn't attracted, but it doesn't mean she can't grow attracted to him. I don't know. I don't know. When I hear that, sometimes I'll think, okay, I'm attracted to women that are emotionally unstable, right? That means their emotions are all over the place, whatever the case is. That could be a man that may take advantage of that, feed off of that, but his energy kind of gives something different too. To where you also have those people that feel like they want to be a savior for a person. And sometimes them folks don't be wanting to be saved. So it leaves you played ultimately in the end. So I wonder, but y'all let me know. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on that, okay? Um, but yeah, y'all know it wouldn't be Huda if she didn't end the night being physical. Once somebody gave her a little piece of play, once somebody may, have shown some interest in her and stuff, she gonna get physical with you. She gonna have to put some kisses and put her body all up on you and stuff like that. They over there tongue wrestling and playing tennis with the tongue and all kind of stuff and hockey and everything. So they over there doing that. That's what they got going on. But yeah, that's that. That's pretty much the episode, y'all. It was pretty good though. I did enjoy it. Um, one of the comments, let me see. Somebody says, "Why is he trying to play guidance counselor as a traveling baller?" Well, I mean, can a person not be that? Can a person not be more than one thing though? I feel like y'all may play guidance counselor to your friends and then turn around and pick up customer service calls. Like, what's wrong with that? You know, I feel like that might be who he is until he shows me something different on camera or until somebody dig deep enough. Hello, because one thing that people gonna do is dig, honey. Until somebody digs something deep enough and come to the front, then it may change my perspective of him. But as of now, I mean, I think he may be a pretty cool guy for the most part. I don't know. Do y'all feel like Shelly is missing out? I don't know. Could be. Maybe not. Maybe Ace is right up her alley. Maybe that's what she needs. Mm. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think of that one. London says that usually means he the one making them emotionally unstable. You think so? He's making them emotionally unstable if he's attracted to that type? When I hear that, for me, I hear they already come like that. So when Huda was like, "Am I emotionally unstable?" He said, "I don't know." I'm like, because you've seen it. You're aware. You know what's going on. Um, what's up, Chris? Shelly is missing out because Ace is about himself. Yikes. And there's that. She gonna have to learn though. She gonna have to learn. She about to miss out on a piece of a big dog. But unless he showed me something different, he may be straight. Do I think Shelly can get Chris back from Huda? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, possibly if she actually puts in effort, but it don't seem like Shelly is going to be putting in the effort. I think Shelly, when I look at how Shelly was with Ace, he felt like Shelly wanted him to put in most of the work because she's not going to chase you. That's something that Austin said, right? And then we are hearing this again when it comes to Chris saying, I'm not used to, chasing after a person and not receiving something back. So Shelly's not really giving him to go anything to go off of. So I feel like it's just gonna disperse as it is. I don't really see her getting him back. I think he's just gonna lock in with Huda, especially seeing that Huda ain't got nobody on the island. And that's what he's attracted to. Wanting to be a savior, wanting to be a knight in shining armor, coming up on Huda. I think he locked in over there. I think he locked in over there. I think he good. Yeah, I think he good. I don't see that changing unless somebody else come in and change that for them. Somebody else probably could take him from Huda. I mean, yeah, from Huda, but I don't see it being Shelly. But that's all I got, you guys. I've overstayed my welcome. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 96,000 subscribers and then 100K, please. And thank you. So be sure to like up this video. If we could get 1,000 likes, that would be fantastic. Okay, especially if you made it to this far in the video, please be sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel, and also know that sharing is also caring. All right, so I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I will catch you guys on Thursday, because there's no episode tomorrow. And yeah, y'all have a good one. Bye. Fraud. Tell him I appreciate